Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about and explaining my political views. I've googled these terms to help me, as well as you, understand why I believe the things I do. My links to my social media are down in the description as always. Without further ado, let's begin. Secularism. So I am slightly secular. Secularism. In political terms, secularism is a movement towards the separation of church and state. These may include separation, careful monitoring, and regulation of organized religions such as in France, Turkey, and others. Decentralization. I'm moderately decentralization. Decentralization is the process by which the activities of an organization, particularly those regarding planning and decision-making, are distributed or deregulated away from a central authoritative location or group. Basically, laws are made at the state and local levels rather than the national level. I am moderately Keynesian. I forgot to say the term. Keynesian. Keynesian economics is a macroeconomic theory of total spending in the economy and its effect on output, employment, and inflation. Based on his theory, Keynes advocated for increased expenditures and lower taxes to stimulate demand and pull the global economy out of the depression. Basically, it is the government needs to spend more money when the economy is low, and lower prices and taxes. Democratic socialism. So I'm a moderate Democrat socialist. Democratic socialism is defined as having a socialist economy in which the means of production are socially and collectively owned or controlled, alongside a liberal democratic political system of government. Democratic socialists reject most self-described socialist states and Marxism-Leninism. Big government. So I am slightly big government. Um, Closer. I'm basically center, but a little more a bit up above big government. Big government is government perceived as excessively interventionist and intruding into all aspects of lives of its citizens. That's why I'm just slightly. I want the government to control things like regulations, but I do not want the government in my personal business and things like that. Environmentalism. I am moderate environmentalism. I have it written down beforehand. But anyway, environmentalism is a broad philosophy, ideology, and social movement regarding concerns for environmental protection and improvement of the health of the environment, particularly as the measure for this health seeks to incorporate the impact of changes to the environment on humans, animals, plants, and non-living matter, while environmentalism focuses more on the environmental and nature-related aspects of green ideology and politics. Ecologism combines the ideology of social ecology and environmentalism. Ecologism is more commonly used in conventional European languages, while environmentalism is more commonly used in English, but the words have slightly different connotations. Privacy. I am moderate for privacy, and if you don't understand what I mean by privacy, privacy versus security. Privacy relates to any rights you have to control your personal information and how it's used. Regulation. I am a centrist on regulation. Regulation means stipulations of delegated legislation which is drafted by subject matter experts to enforce primary legislation. So basically, I'm for regulation of businesses to protect the workers' rights, but I'm not overly pro-regulation. Basically, I'm in the center of regulation and deregulation. Pacifism. I am a moderate pacifist. Pacifism is the opposition or resistance to war, militarism, including conscription and mandatory military service, or violence. Progressive or progressivism, whatever. I am a moderate progressive. Progressivism is a political philosophy in support of social reform. In the 21st century, a movement that identifies as progressive is a, quote, social or political movement that aims to represent the interest of ordinary people through political change and the support of government actions. Democracy. I am a moderate on democracy. The opposite of democracy is meritocracy. I guess it's the opposite. But the United States was never meant to actually be a democratic government. It was actually meant to be a republic. And that is true, but democracy is better, in my opinion. Democracy is a form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation or to choose governing officials to do so. Alright, Tinder. Now, if you're confused by this, Tinder is the opposite of tough, I guess. I think that's the, like the direct, whatever. Tender-minded are rationalist, going by principles, intellectualist, idealistic, optimistic, religious, free willist, monistic, and dogmatical. And I guess you'll have to look up those terms. I didn't prepare for that. And I am a moderate on tenderism. Left wing. I am moderate on left wing. Left wing politics support social equality and egalitarianism, often in opposition of social hierarchy. The word wing was first appended to left and right in the late 19th century, usually with disparaging intent, and left wing was applied to those who were unorthodox in their religious or political views. Authoritarian versus Libertarian. And I got to include both because I'm a centrist on this issue as well. The authoritarian libertarian axis measures one's political opinions in a social sense, regarding the amount of personal freedom that one would allow. Libertarianism is defined as the belief that personal freedom should be maximized, while authoritarianism is defined as the belief that authority should be obeyed. And I am not, that's why I'm in the center. I believe in personal freedom, but I believe the government has to make laws to maintain so there won't be chaos. Politically correct. I'm moderately politically correct. Political correctness is a term used to describe language, policies, or measures that are intended to avoid offensive or disadvantage to members of particular groups in society. Now, the language part, I wouldn't really consider myself politically correct, but based on my policies and things, I would be considered moderately politically correct. But I don't get offended when somebody says, like the words cunt, fag, retard. Things like that don't bother me. cracker don't either. I don't really care. Collectivism. I am a moderate on that. Collectivism is a value that is characterized by emphasis on cohesiveness among individuals and prioritization of the group over the self. So basically, it's about people as a whole rather than just individualism. I don't understand that too well, even with that definition, though. Multiculturalism. I am moderate on that. Multiculturalism, the view that cultures, races, and ethnicities, particularly those of minority groups, deserve special acknowledgement of their differences within a dominant political culture. Most modern democracies comprise members with diverse cultural viewpoints, practices, and contributions. Man, I'm so stupid. Isolationism. I am moderately isolationist. Isolationism is a political philosophy advocating a national foreign policy that opposes involvement in the political affairs and especially the wars of other countries. Thus, isolationism fundamentally advocates neutrality and opposes entanglement in military alliances and mutual defense pacts. The opposite of isolationism is imperialism. A lot of Republicans and a lot of Democrats alike are imperialist, and Russia is also considered a imperialist country. Just a little facts there. Globalization. I'm a moderate on this. Globalization is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. So basically, I think it's the opposite of nationalism, but it's where we interact with other countries and what have you. So, yeah, that's globalization. Multilateralism. In international relations, multilateralism refers to an alliance of multiple countries pursuing a common goal. So basically, like United States being a part of NATO, they're being multilateralist. That's what I'm understanding from this. I am a moderate multilateralist, and the reason I don't know everything about all these terms is these terms are the results I got from I Side With political quiz. I will link it down in the description below for y'all. Go take it for yourselves if you want to. Give you real good insight and tell you who you're most likely to vote for in the 2024 presidential election. Globalism. I am a moderate globalist. Globalism is the operation and planning of economic and foreign policy on a global basis. Basically, laws that don't just benefit one's country, but laws that benefit the world. That's what I get from it. Well, that concludes this video. Thank you for watching. Comment down below your thoughts on what I talked about in this video. I will be sure, and I will see you next time. Try not to kill one another, and peace.